I said I'm going to press the record button now. Record. Yes, it's okay. So, welcome everybody. We're going to be joined by two very special guests. We've got Polly Ann Betts, and she's hailing from Gladstone in Queensland. And we'll also have another Queenslander, except with a Kiwi accent, Helen from Literacy Planet, and she'll be joining us very, very shortly. So, the purpose for this today is we're going to interview one of the teachers every week and just ask how they're going with their exos, what they are finding is working for them, just basically giving teachers ideas on basically what can you do with the exo now that you've got it, now that the school's bought it, what do we do now, where to go from here. So Polly, like I said on the agenda that I sent you, just a quick introduction if you can, please. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself, how long you've been teaching, where you are teaching now, and how many exos you guys have?
Okay, so I'm Polly and I'm from Gladstone State School. That's sort of up near Rockhampton, heading up north in Queensland. And I've taught for 6 years, 2 in a Brisbane Logan school, which is, well, as tough as you can get, and then up to a country school. And our school's seeing about 300 students at the moment. We've bought 3 sets of exos of 26. We do our exos a little differently. Instead of 1 exo to each child, we have a set of exos per block. And now that block can consist of 2 classes or up to 3. So there's a lot of sharing, a lot of timetabling. And because of that, we set up our exos a little bit differently in the passwords and connecting to internet. We actually have invented a generic student called studentexo.0044. And that way, I update the passwords every term, and the account that we use for Google account, we use the same password, and I'm the owner of that password. I get to look after it and share with our BSM, but no one else in the school knows it, or at least they shouldn't. And yeah, so that's where we're sitting, and this is what the second year we've been using exos. We started with Sugarland, and we worked with that, and the kids loved using that because it was very simple and they liked doing the chatting. But we did find there was a few internet moments that we just couldn't connect or something was happening. And then we moved over to Android this year, and it took a while to update, but we've now got all 70 or so exos working and connected, and yeah, the teachers are starting to come online going, oh, Android, I can work with that because they've got all their smartphones and so on.
I think that's the main reason why the boss actually moved it from Sugar Labs to Android, is because everyone seems to be familiar with the smartphone, and well, Apple's quite tight-chested about their operating system. So the boss goes, "Nah, we're gonna go, we're gonna go Android, put it all on Android," and the guys from the engineering department went and developed it for us. So there you go. So Polly, now that we've heard a little bit about your background, and you've got 70 exos around about in the school, could you tell us a little bit more about your observation now that you've seen how the exos have been working with the students? What benefits do you think the exos have given the students?
Well, the way that we've set up our exos for that generic account and not needing to put that password in, that was the biggest thing we found with putting out, because I work with preps to year 2, and if you go to a normal computer lab, we go to your Dell computer, they've got to jump through so many hoops, remembering their password, typing it in correctly, pressing the yes when it comes to the security notice. All those hoops take about 10 minutes of your lesson, and you've got timetable around that. Whereas the exos, you don't need to do that. They pick up this exo, they put it on their desk, and straight away they're connected to the internet and they're instantly engaged. So because they're instantly engaged and not waiting for things to process, we've got a lot less behaviour management problems, which is really good, because preps and ones, well, their attention span only so far. Sorry, I had a group today. It was fun. But yeah, so that's been the benefit of them, that we can use them straight away. With the apps that you have with Android, we've been actually using quite a few more apps that are specialised just for the concept we're learning, which is really good. And a lot of the parents have been having a look at them and going, oh, well, if you've got that app, I'm going to now use that app at home, which means even though they don't have an XO at home, they're still able to say, oh, well, then we can practice those skills at home, and it's made it easier for the parents to practice rather than going finding books or asking the teacher, how do you do this? Then go, oh, if you're using that app, we can use that app too. And the students are sort of practicing those skills at home, which is really, really good, especially with the Mathletics app. And there's a few others that I use, like Simple Fractions, the Reading Eggs ones. Book Creator has been one of our favourite apps that we've downloaded up here. Yes, it cost a bit to initially put it on, but it gave the children the opportunity to draw a picture of what they're doing, as well as add video and add voice, which we're using with our prep students at the moment for their science. They've got to talk about living things. They're able to draw a living thing, and because they're not up to writing about it using proper sentences and so on, they actually record their voices and say, well, this is a tree, this is the roots need to have water, and the teacher can then take that assessment piece and look at it at their time rather than doing individual interviews.
Mm-mm.
So it's been a great opportunity. The kids they feel really quite proud once they got their work, and then they've actually been taking those XOs to a buddy classroom and saying, oh, look, this is what we've done, and showed the photos, showed the pictures, even videos sometimes when they did an experiment, and shared it with another class, which the other classes have enjoyed getting to talk to these preps and seeing what they're doing and how prep is very different to when they did prep. So,
aren't they feeling a little bit jealous? These prep kids are now with computers. When I was prep, I feel like it's an old man saying that. When I was a young man, I didn't have none of that nonsense.
Oh, see, we didn't have computers till I was in year 7 at school. Yes.
Excellent.
No, I completely understand that.
So it's a big benefit to the students about having the technology on their fingers, and I'm really glad you're actually having the prep kids to actually use them like that. And a lot of people would actually hesitate to give students technology as young as prep, but if I can encourage everyone, give them to the kids. They're digital age children. They'll eat it up. They'll know exactly what to do with it better than we can.
Well, see, there's that, and the fact that we've got iPads at school as well. We've got quite a few different types of technology.
Mm-hmm.
And I deliberately did it in front of the prep teacher, and I but slid the XO off the table very gently, and he found and he went, wait a moment, you're telling us it won't break and the screen's not glass. So they went, wait a minute, we don't have to tiptoe around these machines. You know, the kids can use them. And hey, look, if it lands, it's only a 30-centimetre drop between a prep desk and the floor anyway.
Mm.
But they felt so much better about, oh, we don't have to wrap these kids up in cotton wool. We can take these XOs outside. There was one, they were creating their own obstacle course, and they had to make it, and then they were filming kids doing it, and they were making comments on top of it going, well, that part didn't work, or this person doesn't keeps falling off, and it sort of, they knew after just realising, oh, I could drop it by, clever management. They thought, oh, it's something we can use, whereas the iPads, we've already got 2 cracked screens, and that's with Year 6 students, and it's got that durability, which has been really good.
Well, that's actually quite a big draw card for it, because you don't have to buy a $300, $400 machine and then buy a $50 safety bracket or whatever they call it to wrap it up inside. It does give you a bit more mobility. Now, welcome to Helen Hendrix for joining us. Thank you so much, Helen.
I'm sorry I'm so late. I've just come from a school PD.
Did you hear that, folks? She can come to your school for professional development. That's great.
As long as you're not in the middle of nowhere, I'm more than happy.
Oh, well, that counts me out.
Gladstone's not in the middle of nowhere.
But I do webinars.
Excellent,
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so folks, the next question, what I wanted to do now is just kind of get into what Polly's actually been really passionate about and what she's doing right now with the with the XOs. And hello, by the way, Pia, how you going?
Oh, good, thank you. Good, good, yes.
Excellent. So
All good.
Jay's gonna have a chat with you about that email issue tomorrow, I think, when he's got a bit more time. So, but
Oh, okay, good.
yeah. So we did see that email. Thanks, guys. So, all right. So back on to you, Polly. Could you tell us a little bit more about what you're excited with? So, is it something to do with the webinar last fortnight? What we discovered?
Oh, yes. So, as you all know, updating these XOs takes quite a bit of time, and you've got to do it by USB. Well, sorry, I don't know the name of the person who showed us last week. I apologise.
It's
And
Doug.
if you're on here, I apologise twice. um, he actually connected the XOs to the network. Well, New South Wales, Queensland, we're all different. I don't know why. And we've actually connected our XOs at school. That's what the teacher and myself have been doing this week, connecting the XOs to our school network. And because I've got that generic student username on the school network using my usual Dell computer, I can put the apps straight into that folder, as well as any materials I want the students to see. We have learning objects in Queensland made by the department that practice certain skills. I've been putting those things in the folder, and I've broken up into year groups, and the children have then clicked on network, clicked on the one that we've set up for them, the XO folder, and they've gone, oh, there's the activity Ms.Betts wants us to do today. I opened it and started running straight away without the need of putting in USB in every machine, without trying to, instead of having 30 USBs, we're down to, just connect to the network and you're fine, which has saved a lot of time. And I'm actually looking forward to next term when, because every term we update the apps and we double check that everyone's got the same apps, and that teachers quite often put down their wish list, and I only volunteer to do that once a term because it can get time consuming. And I've got that wish list, I'm going to put them all into that folder, and I'll get the kids just to install them as they need them. And because it's saved on the network, the original app and the learning objects and so on, it means we're not filling the memory of the XO, so they're
That's
actually
right.
working a little bit faster. So that's been really good as well.
So, Pia, in case you missed last week's webinar, we found out through Doug from Burt Oldfield Public School, we found out how to
Okay.
connect the XO to the school network, so you don't have to muck around and use the USBs like I showed you guys. You can actually go directly
Yes.
to the school network, the school server. So,
Yes.
yeah, you can load apps that way.
Ah, yes, yes, it was sounded a bit involved, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Right now, I'm actually trying to get a picture of you, so I'm really sorry if I'm a bit sort of listening in, but not quite all there. Yeah,
A
so
picture of
sorry about that. Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. All I've got is go to webinar viewer, layout, Zoom, Bizzo, and then I've got no, no. Yes, I'm still trying to get a picture. So sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. We haven't actually, we're not showing anything just yet. But let's,
Oh, maybe that's all I can. That's why I can just see the
the win.
department, the Windows sign,
Yeah, so hang on.
the Windows symbol.
Let me actually put something there so people know that it's actually on. I'll put Literacy Planet's website there so you can have a look.
Hmm.
Okay. There you go. Excellent.
It's all white. Yay! Okay. All right. I feel normal now. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
So, Polly, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm actually quite excited to see what the results are now that the students can actually, you can put a generic document on that shared folder. Students can download that document, open it using WPS Office, and then save it as under their own name. So you don't have to collect all of the, what do you call it? You don't have to collect all of the assessments one at a time through USB or through email. It's just there, you know?
I know, which has been really good, and especially with like editing tasks. We type up one document that's got all the spelling errors and so on. That's what we like about the WPS thing. It doesn't do an edit. There might be a way, I haven't learnt yet. But send them an unedited document, and they've got to edit it, save it, send it back to us, or, save it back in that folder. And by doing that, we can go, good, this kid's got this skill, this one's got this skill. And it just saves so much time if you've got all those documents in that one folder. So even when they're publishing or making PowerPoints, and I need to put that PowerPoint up on our big interactive screens, I can open up with my Dell computer there and then, straight after they've saved it. There's no changing of USBs, there's no cords, there's just instant, which has been really, really great.
Well, now we've talked about the benefits of the XOs and what you're excited about. The next question is a bit more involved because I want to know, well, you've been working with the XOs for a little bit. What challenges have you found using the XOs?
One of the big challenges is the time required to update.
Yes.
My staff at my school realised that I put a Facebook message up at 12 o'clock one night because that's how long it took me to update all XOs after school, because unlike other schools that have a special tech person, no, I'm the Year 2 teacher that wears multiple hats, and that hat involves teaching other teachers in my personal time and updating these XOs out of school time. So that was the big thing. It's the time devoted to doing this. We would love to see One Education develop something where you update one XO with a password and connecting and so on, because we're going to have to change that over very soon at our school because we're going broadband, and because the numbers are all going to change on us, so we'll have to have the XOs come in again and they'll fix them all up. If you could change one XO and that change flood through all 70 machines, that is what we're hoping the future is.
No promises. No promises. But you know what? This is recorded, so I'll get the soundbite and give it to my boss so he can have a quick look at it. And thank you for joining us, Nancy. How you going?
Good, thank you.
That's good. What school are you from?
Mt. State School in Rockhampton.
Oh, fantastic.
Hi. Sorry.
What was that, sorry?
I'm from Gladstone, so in
okay.
John's world, we're just down the road from each other. In reality, it's 2 hours.
That's right.
I actually told Polly, hey, I'm visiting Rocky, so you can come over and we can have a beer or something. And it's like, well, no.
Well, we're a couple of hours away. Well, she's a couple of hours away, yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to visit Tony Robinson and do some training over at Mount Archer next term. So there you go.
Oh, okay. I won't be there next term. I'll be at North Rockhampton High. I'm just a contract teacher.
Fair
So
enough.
I'll just go from school to school where they need me.
Well, welcome anyway, and thank you so much for joining us, Nancy.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's getting back to it. So with the actual issues that you had, it's basically the amount of time it takes to update every single XO, the bother as well. So if there's an update that needs to happen, you have to update every single one of them. Pia, does that sound a little bit familiar?
Yes, we've almost just finished updating, because then they have to create their own classroom and that sort of thing. So we just finished sorting out a few issues there and reconnecting with the net and working through glitches there and learning what to do. We're glad because it's a biggish school.
Yeah, so I'm really glad Polly only had 70. Pia, you've got something like 400 or something like that?
I think it's more than that. We've got 690. No, we've got about 680 students. So we've got close to that number of XOs.
So there you go. Well, now that we have actually discussed a little bit about the challenges of the device that Polly's faced, and how did you actually manage to, besides the whole slugging it out, what have you found that's really, really useful that helped in the challenges that you faced, Polly?
Well, one solution is find a really good CD and listen to it, and while you're doing the work. But the other one is we've set up at our school. It's called XO Experts.
Yes.
And what we've done is that Originally at first term, because all grades had access to the XOs from prep to year 6, so each teacher was told, please send me 2 students every Monday lunchtime, and those 2 students would come to my classroom, we'd get the XOs out. Every week we'd do a little focus lesson, bit of fun in there too, because that's how I teach, and we'd focus on, okay, well, how do we fix if the Wi-Fi is not working? What can we go and check? Rather than send Ms.Betts an XO with a sticky note on top, because that was the current form of fixing anything. And now that we work on Wi-Fi, we work on, well, what browsers better to use, how to set up favourites, how to Word documents, how to save. Really happy now that it's not USB, we can connect to the network. That's my lesson for next week. And because there was 2 students coming to see me, when the teacher then did a lesson in their classroom using the XOs, who they had a chance to come and see me, or they didn't have a chance because we're all very busy, they had 2 other students that could help them, and it's a bit like a divide and conquer moment, that those 2 students went around the class and were fixing up the mistakes or glitches or, Wi-Fi not working or whatever it may be. And that took a lot of pressure off the teachers. So before the XO experts, we had maybe 3 classes that were happy using them because they were confident tech teachers, whereas now we've got every single class rostered on the timetable because they know that the teacher may not be able to work out a problem, but there'll be at least 2 students in their classroom that can. And considering we're in term 3 now, we've got 2 from first term, 2 from second, 2 from third. So they've got 6 XO experts in their classrooms, which has made their lives so much easier because it's taken that pressure off. And they know that they can send these students to the next lunchtime session and say, oh, our teacher's got this question, how do we fix it? So the next time we've got them, we can do that.
That's actually really, really lovely because it takes the responsibility out of the teacher's hands and back on the students, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, I wanted to make a bit of a point on that one, if you don't mind, Paul, because it is important for the teachers to realize, well, you don't have to shoulder everything. As what Polly did, she trained a couple of students from each class and delegated that responsibility to them. So when the time comes and assistance need to be rendered, you don't have to be there. There's 2 little students there who you've mentored who can then fill in your shoes and troubleshoot for the teacher's behalf.
Yes, and look, that's all the way from prep to year 6. This term, because we've moved the XOs purely for our lower grade students, for our preps to year 3, I've been taking on 3 students rather than 2. And the prep have been coming up to me and saying, oh, I didn't know you had this app, because we test out an app every lunchtime that we've got time to. And they go, oh, they've shown us how to do this, this, and this. And the feedback coming from the teachers, we're all time poor. It's just a fact of life.
Yes.
And the teachers are coming up and saying, oh, thank you for showing them that. Hey, do you know of any apps that might do this? And I'll go for a bit of sticky beak, and if I do, I can then load it on the network. The students are about to learn how to put it up on their XOs, and then they can say, oh, guess what, miss, we found this, and the teachers go, oh, well, it's nice to know that, what they're saying is coming around full circle.
That's really, really exciting.
It has helped with the time management, where I used to update all the passwords and all the connections in, one afternoon till midnight on a Friday, whereas now, because I've got the children that have, an idea how things work, I can say, okay, let's set all the XOs up. Your job is to make them all do this, and then the second person follows them and goes, okay, your job is to go and do this, and we sort of just have a massive train of students going around fixing all these XOs and doing the app updates that way. So it's a joint effort, and because I'll see some load faster than others and so on, they're all troubleshooting at the same time, and it's been a really great process.
That's really, really exciting. Cool, cool. Well, I actually wanted to move a little bit on forward and actually introduce a web-based application that everyone should have on their XR. And I'll come back in a circle and tie it up with Polly. But I'd like to give the floor to Helen. Helen, welcome again. How are you going?
Hello.
So Helen, could you tell us a little bit more about what you do and what organization you represent?
Sure. So I work for Literacy Planet and I run a lot of the training, webinars and PDs for schools that have the Literacy Planet product in their schools. And I'm here today as the spokesperson for Literacy Planet, the app.
Now, with Literacy Planet, as you guys can see, we've actually got the Literacy Planet website up and running there. Let me just get my XO waken up, and then I'll organize. I'll open up my whatchamacallit. I'll open up my XO's mirroring device, and you can see. Sorry, folks, I'm just turning it on. So basically, what we wanted to do is showcase what number one, what Literacy Planet can do for you, and once you need a decent internet connection. You don't have to have a good internet connection, just decent. And it's available for both your desktop and your laptop and your XO laptop, and the students have full access to all of the suites on the PC. And you've got some of the more choice applications available for the students on the device. So first things first, is WordMania going to still be there? Come on, I love that app.
The WordMania app for the competition will disappear at the end of September. Students will still be able to access the WordMania game through the desktop application in the arena.
Oh, that sucks. So if I want to just do a bit of WordMania, I can't do it just by playing. No.
I'll double check it because I got a message about that yesterday. If you still have the app, you could still use it though.
All right, cool, not a
It
problem.
just won't be available. It won't be available on the App Store, but if you have the app still loaded onto your XO, you'll still be able to use it.
And there's ways to get that back on every week, so ha ha ha. Never mind, I'm not going to. Okay, so basically, folks, what Literacy Planet allows you to do is it assists you in creating lists for your for remembering spelling, for comprehension. It teaches the students how to basically be more proficient in the curriculum prescribed word list that you're supposed to have. So I think you'll be better off talking about the capabilities of the program than myself, Hels.
Sure. So for those teachers that are working across pre-prep to year 9 that have the XO device, it allows you access to a range of different content. So when students log into the Literacy Planet app, they'll see an option to access different levels of the program and open all of our word activity games, spelling, alphabetical order, miscellaneous games related to spelling. They'll also have the opportunity to complete tasks that you as their teachers have set them through your teacher dashboard. So if you're an XO school and you've got access to Literacy Planet as a teacher, you can assign tasks to your students and the students will see this screen. Your students not only have access to My Words, which is where they put their own spelling words in, the students will also have access to the arcade where there's some mini games. They'll have access to stories, and there's over 120 ebooks in there which are designed to be read for enjoyment. And then across the levels, the students can scroll through the program and visit different levels and access different areas of content. So for pre-prep to year 3, they've got access to spelling. For levels 4 to 9, they've got access to spelling and reading comprehension. So as their teacher, you can assign tablet-only content through your teacher dashboard, and the students will see those in the My Tasks button. So if John, if you click on My Tasks now, you'll see that pop up.
Not
if
a
you'd
problem.
like to, yeah, and as a teacher, if you'd like your students to access all of the content, you can assign tasks across the whole suite of exercises and then allow the students to access those through a desktop if you've got access to them in your school.
Cool. So nice and simply.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, so nice and simply, what I've done is I've preloaded this this EXO with his name's Bruce Wayne, and he's a student over at Tambo State School in Central Queensland, and he has a few literacy, so he has a few comprehension assessments. Now I'm just going to quickly log in. Bear with me for a moment, folks. Okay. So for some reason, my Literacy Planet login is going to spam Hills. I don't know why.
No, neither do I.
Anyway, that it is what it is. So basically, teachers, what you'll see is when you actually hang on. Before I'll take a couple of steps back. So folks, who among you guys are actually using Literacy Planet? Could you make yourself known?
Paula, I am.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, Paula. Nari, are you guys using Literacy Planet at the moment?
I'm not a teacher, but we do have a number of teachers using it from the junior primary right through to our upper primary classes.
Fantastic. Excellent. So I know that it's good to hear that it's being used. Pia, are you guys using it over at North Para North, or?
Parramatta? Yeah, no, we're not, but it'd be interesting to know about it. We're using Reading Eggs and Reading Express, but it's always nice to have another sort of parallel one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, because sometimes it just works better. One may work better with a child than another.
Exactly right. Okay. And
Let me explain a little bit about. Yeah, you go, John.
So I was about to ask Nancy if you and your school are actually using Literacy Planet.
The school I was working at previously, I'm doing PE at the moment, but the school I was working at previously was using Reading Eggs and Reading Express.
Okay, cool. Helen, would you be able to tell us the difference between what Literacy Planet can do versus Reading Eggs and Reading Express?
Sure. So the Literacy Planet product's designed so that teachers have a lot of control over what the students are being assigned, but you also have the flexibility to set the students and go. So there's over 15,000 exercises as well, so you've got a range of different activities across a number of your literacy strands, reading fluency, reading comprehension, grammar, spelling, sight words, pre-reading, and phonics. And the program provides you a lot of information about how the students are answering the exercises that you're assigning, and there's some really granular level detail in there. We've got a range of different reading text as well as other exercises for the students to complete. So there's not just a focus on reading, there's a focus on different areas as well. And we've got a great spelling product in there as well, where we've already pre-built or entered in spelling lists into the program for you to assign to your students that are all aligned to national curriculum. You can assign custom spelling lists. So if you're a school that perhaps uses Words Their Way, I used to do that. I used to use Words Their Way, teach the rule, and then add the list to the program for the students to complete. Or the students can add their own words. So there's huge potential there for word play games, because we've got 14 different spelling and word activity games for the students to complete. So I'd just say that it's a greater scope, and there's a lot more control for the teachers to manage the work that the students are doing, as well as there's a lot more content.
Cool, not a problem. So it's good to know what the differences are as well. So, okay, right. So moving back onto it, so what I'll do is I'll actually go.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course, Pia. Go ahead.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah. I just wanted to know, thanks, if you can how early can you set assignments from? From
Pre-prep.
preschool? From the very beginning. Okay. All right. Because you can't do that in Reading Eggs. Yeah. Yes. You're
so you can
only
do
able
sequencing, directions, similarities and differences. It's all the pre-reading skills.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be good actually for ESL because I'm actually an EL teacher.
Now the pre-reading activities are available only on the desktop site.
Oh, okay.
So you need to use those on the desktop.
Oh, okay. All right then. Okay. All right. But you
Cool.
can actually our K to 2 teachers could pre-assign tasks because you can't do that with reading eggs. You can do it with Express.
Yes, you absolutely can. You can set tasks for the students either immediately or you can schedule them in to go live at a specific time and date. And the students, you can also manage the access the students have to the different year levels of content. So if you've got a student working in a Year 2 classroom that's working at prep level, you could lock that student into pre-prep, prep, and Year 1 levels, so they can't access any other content.
Oh yes, okay. Yeah.
Did you have your
You
laptop?
can also assign specific tasks.
Sorry, Hels. Did you have your laptop with you, and did you want me to put your the presenter view for you so you can show?
Sure.
Okay, hang on a second.
If you make me the presenter, I'll share my screen with you.
And done. Did you see it?
Yeah, just bear with me. I'm just opening up the teacher login.
Cool, not a
Been
problem.
at a school, and I've still got their page logged in.
So the reason I actually wanted to introduce Literacy Planet after I've spoken to Polly a little bit is because this all kind of builds into what the One Education community is all about. We wanted to see the teachers take ownership of the device, and we wanted to support the teachers by producing quality apps that we've spoken to the developers for. They've either given the program to us for free, or in the case of Literacy Planet, they've agreed to give us a significant discount by for all One Education schools. So that's a real big plus. I know Reading Eggs, goodness, I can't remember how much my daughter's school is paying for that because they've got Bug Club, something called Bug Club and Reading Eggs as well. They're paying...
Bug Club Scholastic.
Say again, sorry?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I was talking to myself.
Okay, so I think they pay something like $15 to $20 per student for Bug Club, and it's another $20 per student for Reading Eggs or something like that.
Yeah.
Around about.
Yeah.
And if you've got 1,000 students like my daughter's school has, that's 40 grand right there. But if you've got Literacy Planet, which has, number one, the comprehension app included and the same functionalities, I'd actually kind of point them towards this app rather than the other. Well, look, it's mainly because majority of the schools we serve are from lower socioeconomic areas, and we'd like to see them actually put that money into other resources instead of just paying for the software. So yeah, anyway, that's the theory behind what we are doing. So
so how much would I'm sorry, I haven't looked at it. How much would it cost, sorry, by comparison?
Sure. I think I spoke to Kirsty about this, and we still have the One Education deal happening. Oh, sorry, did you want to say something about that, Helen?
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
There's still a One Education deal of, I believe it's
$8 per child for the first year, and it's $10 for the year after that, if memory serves me right.
Correct.
Now let me here we go. So Pia, I will send you this on a chat message so you can find that there.
Yeah, there's a 50 to 60% discount for EXO schools for the Literacy Planet subscription, and that's largely due to the fact that the majority of the EXO students don't have access to a desktop, and we have all of our content on the desktop, but we have only some of our content available on the EXOs.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so all right, so let me I'll give it back to you, Helen.
Sure. So when teachers log in and they want to assign tasks to their students, they just go to the teaching tab and make sure they tick the box only show tablet content, and that allows you to view and assign content that's available only to the EXO device. So if I just select one of my classes or groups, I should say, and I'll go to year 4, and then I'll do comprehension. So these are the things that are available on the EXO. So I'll go to comprehension, I'm going to choose a miscellaneous activity, and I have the option of either ticking the box and assigning that exercise to all my students immediately, or I can use the plus button to bundle that into what we call a task template and assign it at a specific time and date. So if I just create a template now, I'll create EXO demo, where are we in? Term 3, next week is week 9, I'll make this the homework, save, I've just added that exercise in, I'll add this one in as well. I've got 2 exercises saved, what I'll assign later. I don't want to assign them straight away. And just while I'm in here, I want to show you something. If you're not sure about the level of the text, this little I button here shows you the text and the reading correlation levels, and there is also a printable running record sheet if you'd like to do a diagnostic or a formative or summative assessment with your students. So you have all the options. Now that's comprehension. So by assigning that, that will then show up in the student's task board on their EXO device.
Would you be able to show us an example of the running record sheet, please?
Sure can. So the text will print on one page, and then your running record will show on the next. There's the running record.
Yep.
I'm going to try and scroll a little bit slower. Everybody okay?
Yep.
With that? Yeah. So that's an example of the running record. And if, for those teachers that don't know how to do a running record, we do have a how-to guide. Whoopsie.
Yeah. I was more interested in the questions associated with the running record.
Sure. So
is that based on Fontel?
The reading correlation levels are here. So you've got reading recovery, sound systems now, PM, CRA, Rigby, Lexile, and Wing.
That's excellent.
So you can correlate all of them. And the students will be asked to answer, when they run the exercise, it will bring up the text, and it will ask the students to answer 12 questions. And those 12 questions all relate to your reading comprehension strategies from the curriculum. So, for example, there'll be a question on main idea. There'll be a question on facts and details. There'll be a question on comparing and contrasting. There'll be a question on inferencing, and so on and so forth.
And does the information from those questions actually correlate and say, oh, this child has a weakness in main idea, or?
Yes, so we can go to our students and actually view reports by clicking on their name. So I'll show you that again. My students, anywhere you see a student's name and you click on it, it will take you to their reporting page. So if we go in and have a look at the task that I've assigned, there we go. Now, I want to see one where she didn't get them all correct. Aha. So here, Gabby did Mince the Cat, and she got a 70%. She got 70% in that one, and I actually want to find out where she went wrong. So I'm going to view the report, which is there. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yep. So the report shows me that the first question was a main idea one. She got that one right. I'm more interested in the one she got wrong. Aha. So question number 4, the strategy relates to figurative language. The story says that the grass is never greener on the other side. What does this mean? The correct answer is the things you want are not always better than what you have. Gabby's response was, if you don't water your grass, it will go brown.
Yep.
Yeah. And so there is really...
Sorry. So you can see it in the individual view. I was just wondering if it came up as a class view saying, oh, these students in your class got this question wrong.
No. This is an individualized report, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's something I've asked for as a teacher. I know that I would love to just be able see it in a snapshot. But this is very individualised. What you can do as far as seeing an overview of your students through the dashboard is look at, let's have a look at last week, the week before. I'm sure I had one where I had students working at lower level. So here I can see on the week beginning the 13th of August, I had 2 students who were working between 50 to 80%. And I'm always more concerned about my reds and oranges, so I can click on that bar and it will show me who those students were. And I can click on that, whoopsie, sorry. I can click on those students' names and see where they were going wrong. I can also, through my teaching tab, click on the matrix and see overviews of how the students are doing in different areas. I can also go to my tasks. There's lots of little, it's a bit like an Aladdin's cave, and you can just keep digging and digging and digging and find all sorts of information. See that there's some task templates that were created. I can click on them and actually see across all of those exercises that Gabby did for me, she got an average accuracy across all of those exercises of 95%. And I don't want to complicate matters too much. If you want to know more information about how to use the teacher dashboard, I'd love for everybody to join me at a webinar. So the webinar schedule is in our teaching resources, and you can have a look at the webinar schedule there, or just watch a how-to video on how to do different things.
That's actually one area.
Content information. Yeah.
Sorry, that's actually one area I'd like to actually focus on, is when teachers are asking us about these specific apps. I'm really happy that Helen's volunteered this, because not all apps that we promote we have the expertise to troubleshoot, to back up, to give support for. That's why I'm really happy, Helen, for you to do these webinars. I'm really, really glad you're doing it. Is it okay if I tell the rest of the One Education schools that you're doing these webinars?
Of course. I do them a couple of times a week. I've actually got one that starts in about 7 minutes. So if anybody wants to pop on over, I'm doing a basics webinar. There's loads of different information in here, though. There's curriculum links, there's printable worksheets, there's teacher page help. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. There's loads of information in there. So, yeah. But let's head back to the teacher page. And like I said, if anybody needs more information, I encourage you to join one of the webinars, and I can take you through it in more detail.
Cool. Well, folks, I think that's basically it. We just wanted to organize a bit of a rundown for Literacy Planet. Guys, that special deal we have with Literacy Planet is still on until the end of September. Please check the One Network webpage. Hels, I'm going to go take back the presenter, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. Yep, no problem.
Okay. Can you guys see that okay?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Excellent. So I'm just quickly going to go to... Okay, so lesson 27 was what you're looking for, and I'll put that on chat for everybody so y'all can have a look at it. Okay. Done. So feel free to click on that, save that as a bookmark so you can have a bit of a read to it. And if you have any questions, folks, please feel free to email myself. There are contact details at the bottom of that for Literacy Planet, and feel free to give them a call as well for more information.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys can email me as well if you have any questions. But one more thing I want to show you that's really cool is down the bottom right-hand corner of your teacher dashboard is a little inbox, and you can chat with one of our team if you have any questions.
Hang on, giving it back to you, mate.
Yeah, just this little box here, which I just clicked on. Hang on, I'll do that again. See that little box there? If you click on that, you get lots of messages from our team about what's going on with the program, and if you click on one of them, you can actually send a message and ask a question. So you have that ability.
All right, so folks, any questions before we conclude the day?
John, it's Paula.
Yes, Paula.
You'll email me the details. You'll email me the details for Briar Road, won't you?
Well, I was kind of hoping if you'd be able to stick around a little bit later, or if you could private message me your phone number, I'll give you a call right away. Hang on.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, so folks, that's basically it. Thank you so much for participating. And if you are keen, hang on. If you are keen, we are recording this for your reference. We've got a YouTube channel on YouTube. Just search One Education, or if you'd like to get the exact website, it's on the screen. Sorry, I'm not using my regular laptop, so it's yeah. Okay, so it's just on your website now. I'm putting it on general chat as well, so you guys can have a look. All right, well, guys, thanks. Please join me in thanking Polly-Ann Betts from Gladstone and for Helen from Literacy Planet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, thanks, guys. I've got a dash. I'm about to jump into another one. I'm about to go and run a webinar on basics. Feel free to come and join me.
All right, Dal, take it easy.
All right.
Thanks, Hels.
See you.
Okay, so I've got a bit of time here, guys. What's the technical question you wanted to ask me, Paul?
Okay, so as you know, I've just been updating the XOs to connect to the network.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have one XO that's stumped me. The prep students, God bless them, their soul, they've changed the background, they've changed the organisation, the apps, they know how to do a lot of things, but somehow they've deleted the ES folder. So, is there a way to fix that?
Yes, nice and easy. Have they deleted it from the app drawer itself?
I can't find it anywhere in the whole thing. Like, I've looked at the homepage, I've looked at the app drawer full of all the apps, I've looked at the widgets, I've searched the machine, and I can't find it.
Okay, so what we need to do is we need to download this bad boy again from Google Play Store.
Yep.
And go to Google. I'm actually going to do that now. I'll delete my ES File Explorer. Hang on, I shall open this up. Okay, so ES File Explorer goes bye-bye. Come on. Okay, I might have a look if this is in App Universe actually.
Yeah, no, I looked there as well because I was hoping it'd be a simple fix like that, and I couldn't find it.
Okay.
Unless it's...
Another option, let's go to Play Store. Okay. So when on Play Store, just have a quick search. Come on, son. ES File Explorer. Okay, so I've just typed in on the search bar ES File Explorer, and there you go.
Okay.
So just download that. Sorry?
Which one is the better one out of those four?
Personally, I think it's just the first one that come up, which is ES File Explorer File Manager, this one. See,
Yep.
At the moment, it's telling me that this is installed in my XO. It's giving me that green tick, which means I've purchased and installed it.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
No, they stumped me. I went, how on earth did you do that? And then I couldn't find it. Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, I'll leave you to it.
Thanks, John.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
have a good evening, folks. Bye-bye now. And
You too. Bye.
Paula, I'll give
Bye.
you a call as
Bye.
soon as I end, okay?
Okay, sure.
Cheers.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, John. Bye.